Yes, welcome to DC Economics. So we're going to look on how we can calculate the internal rate of return, IRR. Internal rate of return is a discount rate that equates the present value for project net cash flows with its initial cash outlay. Internal rate of return, actually the discount rate or rate of return at which the net present value is equal to zero. So when you want to find the internal rate of return, we need to equate out the net present value that is equal to zero. So the internal rate of return is compared to the required rate of return to see if we can accept or reject the project. If the internal rate of return is greater than K, the required rate of return, we should accept the project, and vice versa is true. So the formula is given by taking the summation of CT bracket high plus IRR. So NPV is the net present value, CO is the initial cash outlay of the project, and CT is the net cash flow generated by the project at time T. Let's look at an example. An investor made an investment of 500 US dollar and got 5,570 US dollar next year. Now required to calculate the internal rate of return on the investment. Solution. Now suppose we are provided with the investment. We are provided with the investment account, that is CO, that is 5,500. We put negative because our net cash flow, our investment amount, we insert negative because the money went out. So if money went out, we impose out the negative side. But also we are provided with cash flow after 1 year. That is represented by CT. That is equal to US dollar, that is 570. So our net present value will be equals to, we take out the investment initial cash outlay, we take out our net cash flows divided by bracket 1 plus internal rate of return raised power of T, that is the number of the periods of time of the project, minus CO, our initial investment. So when you plug in, it will be 570 divided by 1 plus internal rate of return minus negative 500. So since we equate net present value is equal to 0, our equation will be equal to 0, which is equal to 570. Then plus, since it has negative are cancelled, become positive. So we'll take out 0, we'll shift out 500 to the left hand side and be minus. So and be subtracted. So we take out 0 plus 500 divided by 570, bracket 1 plus IRR. So this will become negative, as I told you. Our 500 become negative because when you shift 570 to the left hand side, the answer will be equals to negative. So it will be negative 500. So let's do cross multiplication and solve for IRR. So we cross multiplication like that. So this will give out now, when we cross multiplication, this will give out, we'll take out 1 times 570. That will be equals to 570. Then negative 500 times 1 plus IRR bracket. So when you plug negative inside to 1 plus IRR, you obtain negative 500 minus 500 IRR. So negative and negative will become positive. That will be 500 plus 500 IRR. Let you shift 500 to the left hand side and be subtracted. So will be 500 IRR will be equals to 570 minus 500. So when we take out 500 IRR, when in minus will be 70. So we divide by 500 both sides. Our IRR will be equals to 0.14. So if we take out 0.14 and times 100, the answer will be equals to 14%. So when we take out IRR 0.14 times 100, the answer will be equals to 14%. So our IRR is equal to 14%. This implies that we may cross-check if it is greater than required rate of return to accept or reject the project. So our IRR will be equals to 14%. So that will be our answer. Let's go quickly to another example. For example, Sam bought a house for 250,000. He plans on selling the house of 1 year later for 350,000 50,000 after deducting any arrears, fees, and taxes. Now, you're required to calculate the internal rate of return on the complete transaction. Solution. So we are provided with the investment amount, that is a CO, the initial investment outlay, that is we'll put negative 25000, that is 205,000. So we put negative to the investment initial outlay because the money went out. So there, that would be equals to negative 2500 as observed. But also we are provided with a cash outflow, the cash inflows. So we are provided with the cash inflows after 1 year, that is CT. That is equal to 305,000. So when we plug into the formula, it will be net present value is equal to the net cash flow. That we get net present value is equal to 0. We plug in the CT divided by 1 plus internal rate of return. So when we get out is 0, we plug in 3,000, 5,000 as observed. Then we plug in the internal rate of return as you can observe. So we minus 25,000 as you can observe. So this will give you now, when we plug into our formula, it will be now 0 plus 25,000 plus 35,000. Let you plug and cross multiplication to solve for IRR. So when you cross multiplication over there, this will give you exactly, that is 35,000 is equal to 25,000 plus 25,000 IRR. So when we divide by when we take out 25, 205,000 to the left hand side, we remain with 1,000. 100,000 then is equal to 205,000 IRR. Now divide by 250,000 both sides. Our IRR will be equals to 0.4. That will give you 0.4. So when you divide, the answer will be equals to 0.4. So when we take out 0.4 times 100 and we convert into a percentage, this will give you 40%. So our IRR is equal to 40%. So the internal rate of return is equal to 40%. Now, after understanding this, now let's finalize by looking at the rules on how we can calculate the internal rate of return. The first rule is that you need to set up the net present value to 0 and solve for the discount rate. For example, the internal rate of return. Second, the initial investment is always negative because it represents an outflow. And the third one, each subsequent cash flow could be positive or negative depending on estimated cash flow determined. So last one, the internal rate of return can be easily calculated analytical. Instead, we use a more technical method like Excel. So that's Mark our hand. Welcome to DC Economics. Bye bye.